Hello there, and welcome to the Wandering Wolf YouTube channel. I'm your host, Mark Rhodes. Alongside me, as always, is my friend and fellow Wolves lifer, the technical wizard that is Mr. Craig Fullwood. Nice
I
work,
wouldn't go
mate.
that far, buddy, but yeah.
How are you, mate? You're right.
We're back.
We are
had a
back.
little break. It's good to
Yeah.
see you, mate.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, let's hope this goes well. Drop us a comment. Any problems, we'll try and get them ironed out before we start the next season. We'll give it a go.
We've got a bit of time, mate. We've got a couple of months before, you know. Obviously, we've got the Euros coming up, but some big things happening in the last couple of weeks. We had to do a video, really, didn't we?
Yeah, we had to, mate. Really, we were hoping for a bit of a sunbathing session, and
indeed.
Obviously, lots been going on, and in the meantime, we had I'll just mention quickly our charity game that we were involved in. Yeah. Wolves Fancast versus Wolves Twitter, which is a fantastic day. Don't need to mention the score.
Don't matter.
But what a day, and I think it's about $3,500 now for mine charity. So well done to everyone.
That is fantastic, and what a day it was. All joking aside, it was wonderful just to be out there and with the rest of the lads. Yeah, as you said, just some great charities, and a fun time was had by all. And I believe the Wolves Fancast are editing together a video. I don't know whether I want to watch it or not, but I'm sure we'll all have a watch. Yeah, but all good.
I'll be back stronger next year after limping off.
I know, about 10 minutes, wouldn't you? Bless you. Yeah, but we got there. We were on the hallowed turf. Right, let's move on to some more pressing issues. We have got a new manager of Wolverhampton Wanderers, Bruno Lage. Easy for me to say.
It's a name people struggle with, mate.
I know. Well, yeah, usually, yeah. I don't want to say new now. God, I get lynched.
Oh God. People
Bruno Lage. What are your initial thoughts on that appointment, and are you positive about it? It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, I mean, when the name was first touted around amongst other names, I was I'm totally honest, I don't know anything about the guy. It was just another name out there. Obviously went away and had a look at some of the names involved, and to be honest, it doesn't jump off the page at you, but now that it's official, I feel like I'm excited. I can get behind it. And
is it because we've got no choice?
Maybe.
I think I'm with you there, mate. When the initial appointment was made, I was like, Bruno who? And not just because I couldn't, pronounce his name. But we all know it's a Mendes manager. It didn't work out too bad with Nuno, so I can't. Well, I can't blame him for going like. We've had a question in from Spencer on Twitter, and he's asked a couple of questions, but he said, "Is Bruno Lage the cheap appointment, and is he really the next level to Nuno?" And two really good questions, and I would say, my personal opinion, probably think he is the cheap appointment. He's the easy appointment. He's Portuguese. He ain't going to ruffle any feathers. He's probably got, a lot of names in his little black book for Mr. Mendes to sort out in the summer. And it can work one of two ways, really, couldn't it? It's like, I really believe that next season we're either going to be pushing for top six or we're going to be really deep in a relegation fight. Yeah, but it's not boring. It's not going to be boring.
It's never boring, mate, and nobody knows. I think that's the thing. But the thing with Bruno is he's been out of management for a while, I think, although he has got that experience of England in some ways. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think it's the excitement. Nobody knows for sure. Nobody really can say that's a bad appointment. Nobody can really say it's a great appointment. I think we've just got to back him, get behind him, and that the Nuno era's done. We've got to move on. And
oh God, the king is dead. Long live the king. That's like nobody's bigger than the club itself. We've just got to knuckle down. And look what's happened with Nuno going forward. He's not really. He's not. I don't know. I don't want to speak ill of him, but he's not coming across very well in the press. And if that's what he wants to do with Palace, and I think
Are you surprised about him being linked with Palace and Everton?
It just makes me think that he was sacked. Like,
he was definitely sacked.
Yeah, it's mutual consent nonsense. He's just like, or he was lying. He was like, oh, I want to go back to my family in Portugal. Like, I get it. Like, that's fine, but
yeah, I think for me, he said, oh, I want to spend either X amount of money or I want these players, and they've said, that's not going to happen. And they've mutually agreed that way that it's not going to work.
Well, apparently he wanted 3 of our players, didn't he?
Yeah, like, apparently. How true that is. Which 3 do you think they are?
Well, for Palace, Cody's one, I would imagine.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
I'd probably say I'm trying to Traore.
Yeah.
And Palace have gone, nah. Nah, you're all right. We've already got a Whinger on the wing.
God.
And probably Matinho, maybe? I don't know. Like,
really?
Who knows? I don't know, mate. Like, are they getting Neves, Traore and Cody, are they, Palace?
Well,
they've got £3 between them.
For him not to get the job and for it, to break down, I think maybe he has gone sort of Cody, Traore and either Dendoncker or Saiss or something like that. But I saw on Twitter earlier Saiss is apparently linked with somewhere back in his hometown, I think. So I'll be interested as to whether he's around at the start of next season. But
it's tricky, isn't it? Because I think Peter Johnson is getting in touch with a few things, and he's asked a really good question at the bottom.
Let's get some of these comments.
Yeah, because he said, what did he say? He said we need big signings, but I can't see us getting better players than what's leaving. And
interesting.
There's a cycle, isn't there? There's a cycle within this football club, and I think like if we're going to go under any model, then you're probably looking at the Borussia Dortmund model, aren't you? And you're probably looking like buy them young, bring them through the ranks, which is another really good thing, Bruno Lage, because he works really well with the youth system.
Well, that's what Ferguson wants, isn't it? That's what Ferguson want. They've shown that already, and if there's not really a war chest of money to throw at it, he's the perfect appointment, isn't he? Really,
I completely agree. On
the flip side, we have got some great young players to come in. So,
mate, like how more excited are you about Vitinha in this setup than you were when he was with Nuno?
Well, you got Vitinha, Morgan, Gibbs-White. Obviously, Fabio Silva's had a tough season now under his belt.
Nori as well. Nori.
Yeah. There's loads. So
Herver as well. Herver this season, I reckon could really come through.
There's a lot to be excited about. So whether there'll be that marquee signing that we go and spend a load of money on, probably not. We need, is that the answer?
What did they say? What did they say though on that they obviously had the question and answer thing with Johnny Phillips, who I thought was brilliant on that.
Yeah.
And he asked some really good questions. And they basically said we need to be creative. We need to come up with deals that are gonna, obviously we can't go out and spend 50, 60 million without selling. So how are you with the old Neves stuff?
Well, to be honest, it would be sad to see the back of him. He's kind of one of them, isn't he? He was there, when things started to turn for us, and he's a bit of a fan favourite, and he's got a world in his locker. He's always exciting, but I think, we've said it a few times now on our show the last 3 months or so. He hasn't been playing well, but obviously that was probably coming out now. That's all probably down to the way Nuno played and the way he set up, and he's probably been playing out of position. So I think right now we've got a new manager in charge. I don't want to see him go, but I do feel he will.
But mate, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't Bruno Lage play. He plays 2 defensive midfielders. So if we want to see Ruben Neves in his proper position, which I believe is further forward and influencing play, he probably hasn't got. He hasn't got a place in the team. And that's me saying, Neves, I think can be an absolute worldie. Yeah. And but is he right in that system? Who knows? Bruno Lage, as much as he played 4-4-1-1 with Benfica, he kind of knew all those Benfica lads. He doesn't know. He doesn't know our team yet. He doesn't know the players that he's got at his disposal. Because Nuno used to play a back 4 as well until he came here and he went, we ain't got the defenders for a back 4. So
I think for me, I'd like to see the same crop of players really under a new manager to see what the differences would be, and just switching, making subtle changes, whether it makes a big difference. But especially given that Q&A session the other week, I can't really see there being mass funds to spend unless we do sell like Traore for a lot of money or Neves for 40 million. But you got to go and replace him. But
he's 40 million for me. 40 million is it's okay business for Neves, depending on because for me he's like Marmite a lot of the time with Wolves fans. Like a lot of Wolves fans rate him and they want to keep him as the centerpiece of the team. They want to build the team around Neves, and I completely get that. But for some, he hasn't pulled his weight this season, and he hasn't shown what he can do. But is that because of the way Nuno played him, or is that because he's kind of had his time at Wolves and he wants to go on to better things, not necessarily bigger, but who knows? But I think then we need to sell.
Yeah, you can't knock him if he wants to go and his head gets turned by a bigger club, I suppose, if you like. But it would be nice to have him, maybe make him captain or something. And say, right, this is you're the leader of our team this season. Let's see what you can do. And play him further up, influence him play, and see what he can do. We all know he's got it in his locker. So
I look at this group of players that we've got already, and I know there's calls for this mass overhaul of players because I really think we've got a squad there. I really do. I think it's defensively that we need the strength, and maybe the midfield, and I think more so the defence.
It's defensively, yeah.
It really is, because if we're going to play a four, we can't have the two centre defenders that we've got in there because they're not quick enough. So
yeah, it's whether somebody like Saïss and Dendoncker, who've been sort of utility players almost playing.
Yeah, agreed.
So whether they get changed instead, because coming on to that, it's probably a shame if anything it's the Euros because a couple of our players can go and have an absolute storm in tournament, especially the Portugal lads, and they could well be off.
But what is that? But actually, that can't be a bad thing, can it? Because if they're going,
it's going to put their value up, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if they're going anyway, they've made their mind up. You could say that about Dendoncker. If he has an absolute barnstormer for Belgium, and he's not in Bruno Lage's play. For me, Dendoncker might be the player that fits really well into that midfield system because he's the epitome of a defensive midfielder. Maybe you need somebody with Dendoncker in the middle who's a little bit quicker, like a box-to-box midfielder, a bit more than Dendoncker. But for me, he ticks a lot of those boxes, Dendoncker, when he's actually on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when he's played in the right position, he can do the job. He wouldn't be getting in the Belgium squad, obviously, if it wasn't. Yeah, if he wasn't a decent player. So I think, we were very much Nuno in, weren't we? And whatever. Yeah. But I think when you take a step back and it's happened, and you look at it a bit, perhaps it is the best thing. Bit of a shake up and a bit of a change. It can never be bad, can it? So
I think freshen it up, fresh
ideas.
Thanks, mate. I really do think that it's important. I'm trying to get this this question on that I got from our mate Borny.
Okay. Yeah, if you got any comments on YouTube and you're watching live, then just put them in.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, evening, Mitchell.
Evening, and we've got another one from our good friend AB, but do Borny's first, and we'll put this.
I'm trying to find it, my mate. But he did. He sent me. Here we go. He sent me. Do you think we're going to hold on to Neves? I think we've covered that. I don't. Yeah. I think he's going to go personally. And he said, "Do you relish the prospect of him being deployed in a more advanced role under Lage?" Yeah. I do, but I don't think he'll play like that. I think he's in between. He's in between a 10 and a defensive midfielder. He's an attacking midfielder. He's not, and the way Lage plays, I don't think he fits into this system personally. Okay. He's also said Lage is obviously known for developing youth players. How important do you think that could be for the likes of Fabio Silva and Vitinha? What kind of roles do you see them playing this season? Well, I think Fabio Silva as much as we both gave him grief last year, this is a fantastic appointment for that lad.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
of his background with Bruno Lage's brother. He's worked. Okay. He knows him. He did an interview saying how fantastic he is, and
yeah,
I can only think that can be good for this lad.
He's going to be Jimenez's partner for me.
As a 10, just behind, because I always I see Pedence in that.
Okay.
He's another one. He's another one for me that can either sink or swim this season, because I'm a huge fan.
Jury's out on Pedence, mate, really.
Yeah.
They do say it, don't they? Whether they've got the muscle, if you like, simply the muscle for the Premier League and the pace. And
yes, I agree.
Sometimes I think he struggled, and if he takes a challenge, you've got to be able to ride these challenges, and he doesn't really seem to be made. Whether he's big and strong enough at the moment, I don't know. Obviously, so he recovers from that injury and how it progresses. So we'll see. I've got another question coming in. This is aimed at me. I'll try and get this on the screen. So it's from AB.
Yeah, got it, mate. Yeah.
Who, he often comments on our videos. So evening, whatever your name is.
AB.
Ask Craig how much we should be trying to get for Traore. Well,
packet of crisps.
To be honest,
crisps and some petrol money.
If we can get his train fare sorted or his Uber fare, I'll chip in.
Oh,
in fact, I'll drive.
AB. Sorry, if you're not. Yeah. Come on.
No.
Come on.
Do you know what? I don't mind.
What is a fair price for Traore, considering his contract issues? I really believe that if Traore has a decent Euros, he's gonna go.
Yes,
he's gonna go because I think he wants to go.
To be honest, if he gets a couple of games and he can be exciting, he can beat players. I'm not saying he can't.
Mate, he can win a game for Spain and put another 10 million on his price tag.
Absolutely. I think he will go. I know Chelsea have been interested. I don't think he'll end up at Chelsea, but I can see him definitely going. Although it depends.
Why can't you see him at Chelsea?
Mate, Champions League winners. I don't think he should be anywhere near that. To be honest, I mean, if they think he's good enough, then who are we to, let him. Time will tell, but you've got to be sort of looking. I don't know. You've got to be looking around the 50-60 million mark, maybe, if he has a decent Euros.
You reckon we're going to get that much for Traore?
I think so. I think somebody will take it.
If we're getting, If we're getting, what was?
I think last summer, if
35 to 40,
it would have been probably a lot more. He's had a poor season.
Then 50 to 60 million
overall. I think that's what they'll be. That's what we could probably push for. Don't for one second think that he's worth that, personally. But I think if he goes and has an half-decent Euros, I think that's the sort of figure that we could be looking at.
Well, mate,
and at that you've got to sell, haven't you? You've got to sell.
Yeah. We've got some more, haven't we, mate? God.
We've got
Dino, cheers, mate.
Dino, what's Dino's question? None of our contracted players did themselves any favours last season. Adam was hit and miss.
Yeah, not so much a question. And he has asked, okay then, guys, I think it's the next one, I think.
Okay. Choose to sell one player. Go on,
well, we know you are. No, do you need to even ask this question?
Mine's Traore, definitely. For the money that I think you could get and what he brings to the team and what you could buy with that money, what they would then bring to the team. I think, Traore for me.
I've got a couple, actually. And this is purely wages because I think we can do better. Moutinho has got to go.
Well, he's on 100 anyway.
Yeah, but Patricio as well. I think. I truly believe he ain't got a lot on his contract left. If we can get 10 to 12 million euros for him and he goes to Roma, I think he's been a great keeper, no doubt about it. But he has dipped. This season, and I think there's younger. Obviously, he's won over 100 caps for Portugal or whatever it is. So any other keeper is going to be judged on that level. And if we're going to buy a keeper of that level, we're going to be paying 30, 40 million quid. So any other keeper we're going to get in has got to be for the future, but good enough to. And Sarr, who plays for Olympiacos, like it's been said, like they're looking at him. I'd take Sam Johnston.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
In an absolute second, just because he played for Albion, don't mean to say like he shouldn't be like coming over to us. If it wasn't for Johnson, they would have been relegated by February. Like what a keeper! So
played great, and I think Patricio for me that's one that's more easily replaced than anywhere else. I mean, for the money that we can get for him right now, I think it's time for him to...
I think it's wages more than anything else, mate. I think like we need to get the wage bill down as well, because like I think that's not taken into consideration. If you've got a couple of players that are on 100 grand a week and you get them off the wage bill straight away, that's got to be good, hasn't it? It's like, you know.
Yeah, but you have got to be careful getting the wage bill. There's a fine balance. You've got to replace players with other good players. You know, we're talking about. We don't just. There's a debate where Wolves fans see us, where we need to be next season. You know, whether we should be pushing. There's going to be a section of fans going, we should be pushing top 6. We should be. Pushing
I don't concur with that. I don't concur with that.
And I think I know for you, it's kind of more of a
top 10.
Look at where we are.
Ourselves.
If we could be 13th, that's good for.
If we come 13th and win the FA Cup, I'd be doing cartwheels, mate. Well, I wouldn't because I can't do them. But you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Though? Like that's an amazing season for a team like Wolves. Like I'm not saying little Wolves. Like
you're gonna have that split there, definitely. So
no, I completely agree. Well, there's thanks, guys. Thank you so much for all the comments and questions. Because man, this is class.
Yeah, I've got another one here. It's from Adam Alexander. What a like Alibaba from where I'm sitting. I'm only joking. Adam.
Love that picture, by the way.
With Jimenez fit, Traore would have had a better season. We should keep him. Okay,
that's fair comment.
So that is fair comment. That is fair comment.
Like, all the crosses that he was getting into, all the assists he would have had. I completely agree with him.
100%. The only thing for me is Jimenez coming back the same player.
Well, we'll never know.
There's a lot of people, for me, it's not a given. It's not 100%.
Well, this goes into what is it? There's some more. What would you guys consider a good season next season? That's a really good one from AJ. The next one. What would you guys consider a good season next season? Well, for me, a good season next season, considering it's his first season with us, I think a top half finish and a good cup run is and decent football. This is what we're all crying out for. We want some attacking football with players that want to play for the team, and this fresh impetus is like I think the club and the fans and the fan base would be happy with the top half of the table and maybe a League Cup run or an FA Cup run. I think personally,
so long as the football is attacking and there's goals or goal opportunities created, and we start off positive, I think we can sort of take defeats a bit better if
I agree. I completely agree.
If we get thumped, but we're positive. And one thing, I don't really want to come back onto it too much tonight, but the way we threw the FA Cup away last year for me,
if we could do a whole video on that.
If you could have one question to Nuno on his time at Wolves, it would probably be that. For me, I'd be like, why did you do that? Because we were fighting. We were safe in the league. We weren't going anywhere. Up or down.
Were we safe at the time now? Like,
I'd say so.
I completely agree with what you're saying. But
why did you do that? It was a free ticket, man, to the next round.
Let me have a look. There's another one here, dude. There's another one. I can't do it because it's on your thing, but I'm really excited about all the questions. What
just shout the name out then.
Play? I can't because I can't see it at the top because there's so many coming through. Okay. Oh, Adam Wiggin. Cheers, Adam, for your question, buddy.
Right, here we go.
Yes. What two strikers would you play in Bruno Lage's 4-4-2 system? Well, if he comes back, any type of player that he has been, Raul Jimenez walks into any, I would say, any team in the country as a number 9, except for Tottenham, because of Harry Kane. Like, for me, he's the second best number 9 in the country, in the Premier League. Sorry, I think you'd have Raul Jimenez, and I think it's Fabio Silva's time. Yeah. And if it isn't, I think we get Vinicius in, because I think he's worked with him before. Lage, he got the best out of him. I think Vinicius, Jimenez, Silva, rotating, happy days.
I agree. I think unless we do go and spend big and something happens, I think it will be Silva. I think that's what he's been bought for. And he proved last year that he's worth a shot, especially with Jimenez back. And he hasn't got to burden it all on his own shoulders. I think that will definitely be the.
I really do, and I do rate Vinicius as well. I think, who's that? Ryan Oakley said Rui Silva. That's interesting. Third choice Portugal keeper. Oh, okay. Well, he's Portuguese, so that's a tick. And he's out of contract in July the 1st. So get him on a free. Happy days. Good. Anything
free, we love that, don't we?
Well, yeah, 100%. Mane, how you doing, mate?
How's it going, mate?
I love them samosas, my mate. Really well, thank you, buddy. Sam Johnson's a great keeper. Well, yes, he's one of them, Sam Johnson. Unfortunately, that he's going to be overpriced for the simple fact is that Albion are going to they're going to want to spank us, and they ain't going to want to sell their keeper to us. There's just no way. So this is all pie in the sky type. I don't think Sam Johnson's going to come to Wolves. Not in a million years. He might want to, but Albion ain't selling Johnson to us unless we give them lots and lots of cash, and I don't think he's worth that. So
they need the money, don't they? So you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah. But we'll see. That'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I mean, whether they give the youth a chance, maybe.
Give youth a chance.
You probably do need a more. You need a solid base, don't you? We've talked about it before. The spine of the team. That's what's got to be.
100%.
That's going to set the foundations for the season, isn't it?
And it can't be kids either. You need your spine of the team. That's why. Obviously, I wouldn't want Rui Patricio to go because he's the spine of the team. But we need an influential centre back because Cody's great. But I'd what's this for? Okay, it's kind of concerning that players are being talked about leaving even before Bruno was announced. Makes you wonder if he's going to have a sound players coming in and going out and not just a yes man. I think, I get where you're coming from with that. I really do, actually. But a yes man to the degree of, I don't think he would have come in as a manager and not have the say on players. Obviously, Jeff and Mendes,
I think time will tell for me. Time will tell for me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
he could well have come in and just said, you're the coach. We're going to give you X, Y, Z, and you've got to sell this much. But do
you really, really believe that we're a club that is like? It's really hard, isn't it? It's really hard that because the proof's in the pudding, as you say. Time will tell.
There's so much speculation around Wolves at the moment. It's going to take a while, but we'll soon find out.
Yeah, we ain't got long, have we? Really? Well, we'll just see some of the players that
So we got a message from Dino. I think we've just sort of discussed it a bit, but midfield.
I'll get rid of Cody.
Yeah. Would you get rid of Cody? Definitely, no.
Yeah, I would, mate. Yeah, I would. And for the simple fact is that if we're playing in a 4, I don't put Connor Cody in any 4. If you've got any type of highly rated forward against Connor Cody in a 4, I don't think he's Premier League quality, and that's not being horrible to him. He's a midfielder that has made a career about being a sweeper, basically in a 3, and I completely he's brilliant at it. But in a 4, he's not quick enough, and I just don't think he's that quality. And I know a lot of people will think differently, and that's completely fair enough. But that's my opinion.
See, for me, he's not gonna. I can't see him going anywhere after getting into the England team, getting picked for the Euros. Looks like he's probably going to have a game in the Euros. in a 4 maybe as well.
Mate, well, we'll come on to this because we're talking about England. I don't. We'll talk about it. You know, easy. Well,
so,
that's it.
Yeah, it brings us on nicely to the next part of the show. But
it's almost
for me,
we thought about it.
I can't see him moving on this summer. I know we've talked about it before, and I think I did even say it is probably time for him to move on, and you agreed. But
yeah,
I just can't see it, mate. This summer he's too important, especially with a new manager coming in. Even if he doesn't start every game or he's just around the place, I think he will definitely.
God, you can't. I'm sorry. This gets on my nerves. This gets on my nerves. Like, because he's good. Like, is he a cheerleader? Is he going to like do magic tricks for him in the dressing room? Like, I don't care. I don't care if he shouts the loudest. I don't care. Like, for me in a 4, he's not good enough. If we want to go, mate, and I'm sorry, I'm
there's lots of people who agree,
here.
and I'm almost one of them, but I just don't think it's going to happen this summer. Is my point.
Well, if that's the case, then we might have a problem. If we want to play a 4-4-1-1 with Connor Cody in the centre of defence, tricky, really tricky. Do you know that is because I think if he does play in the Euros, I think he'll probably do a job. But he's always got a mistake in him.
Yeah, and I just hope that doesn't happen for England. I really do.
Well, if he's in the team, then he don't get in my team. Like, have you got your team to hand? Because I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Do you know what I mean? Like that price tag, I put him between 10 and 15, Dino.
Yeah,
which I think would be fantastic business for Wolves. And I think he'll end up at Crystal Palace personally.
Yes, I can see that. But I don't think it'll be this summer. It might be January, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be this summer.
Fair comment, no, Manny. Actually,
yeah, Manny, spot on. Yeah, that's what we talk about, the spine of the team, and those two. Patricio, it's a big gap left.
But it because of new.
But it does need freshening up. So whether that's how you do it, does. I mean? So.
And it's not just about leadership's incredibly important, but you can't just have that in the Premier League. You need to have the skill level for a start, and I just don't think personally that Connor Cody cuts it in a back 4. Do you think we need to start the new season with who we've got and let them settle back into it, hoping to get crowds back? COVID has made such a big I completely agree.
I'd agree with that.
But it's a double-edged sword, really, isn't that? Because you've got a new manager coming in trying to implement a new system with the same players. I just don't think that cuts it with me, really. I think you need to freshen up the team.
It does.
Like we haven't changed our defence like since the Championship with like Saiss, Cody, and Bolly. They're our Championship 3. Like and well done to them for doing what they've done. But that if we want to go to the next level, which we've always said, like we need to freshen up the defence big time, and especially if you're playing a 4. My God.
So I know we need. I think we've agreed we need a few new faces. Not 100% sure who they're going to be. So if we finished 11th next season, are you happy with that? And I don't know, FA Cup quarters.
No,
is that progress and happy for you, or do you?
It's progress from the season before. I think we need to.
This season a write-off, a transitional write-off.
We'll find out, mate. We'll find out. I'll go back to my previous point at the beginning. But Bruno Lage is either going to do what he did with Benfica, and we're going to be this free-scoring, free-flowing, incredible. There's no pace. Great leader, but not good enough. I completely agree. And it's horrible because like I feel as though I'm always picking on Cody, and I don't mean to, because that bloke has been an incredible servant to this football club. But and also Gareth Southgate like really rates him as well, but he don't rate him enough to play him in a back 5 against Croatia because that's what we'll end up playing. He wants to. He's going to play Kyle Walker, Luke Shaw, and John Stones, which leads us very nicely into this bit. And like,
look at that, seamless.
You know what, guys, keep the questions coming in. Can England go all the way? I'll give you your answer. No.
Yeah, we're loving all these comments coming in. So
no. How far can England go? You know what? For one, we don't want to come first in our group.
I'll tell you right now.
Really
I'll tell you right now, Rosie. It's coming home. It's coming home.
Oh my God.
Every time I say this,
God.
and I've watched England for so long, and I said it on when we did our sort of England friendly show that I hate England friendlies. I can't get on board with them at all.
Oh, well, look at stupid friendlies they had. Come on,
it's
man.
awful, right? But looking at it today and the last couple of days, and just seeing who we've got, and just to feel whether I'm just meant to, I don't know, but it's coming. It's coming.
Well, I completely know you are, so that's fine. Well, I've put a bet.
I'll just say now that you sent me your bet slip with Italy.
Yeah.
Which I think you're a disgrace. You need to.
Why? It's not sentimental. It's not sentimental. It's who I think has the best chance. Have you seen their group? Wales, Switzerland, and Turkey. Like, don't get me wrong, Turkey. Yeah. Well, yeah. Mrs. B, you're completely correct. As England fans, we've got to believe it's coming home. But we've been believing for years and years and years and years.
I honestly do feel this time we've got a fantastic squad.
We have. The problem is our defence. Like, it's mirroring Wolves here. We've got Connor Cody involved in both situations, and both situations don't need him.
There's mistakes there for sure. But well,
fullbacks.
I'm positive.
Oh my God!
The best fullbacks in the competition.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. We are. There's too many fullbacks. There's too many. But if Harry Maguire is fit, which he isn't for the first game, I can see why Southgate is doing what he's doing. But why take Connor Cody if you're not going to play him in a back three when you've got Luke Shaw and Kyle Walker playing in a back three? I don't understand it. Is it because he just wants him there as a backstage presence?
Yeah,
Do you think so?
I think there's a lot of that goes on with the England camp. Yeah.
Well, look at Henderson. He shouldn't be going.
But he's definitely a cheerleader.
I just don't get it. Man. Like, have we had any questions about England? Is it mainly Wolves? Have we got any questions? Let's have a look. Right, it's coming out. I know. Yeah.
No questions as yet.
He's put a foot wrong. No, Manny, yes, you are correct. He hasn't put a foot wrong, but he has played against San Marino, Wales, and God knows who else. Like,
you can only play what's in front of you, Mark.
I agree, and I like, it's not a Cody bashing channel. I love the guy. I just really believe that if you, I think he should be playing in the three. If you could be picked for England, what position would you play, and who would you want to play alongside from any team in history or present? What a fantastic question.
Wow.
God. Oh, you go first. I've got to think of that.
I would play in the midfield alongside Gaza, and I'd let him do all the fancy flicks and the running, and I'd do all the the simple stuff like red nappies.
Oh, man.
Just pass it to Gaza.
I would love
and try not to go off with my calf after.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would love to play with Shearer. Oh my God! Like the Sheringham and Shearer partnership at Euro '96. Like, what? Just unbelievable! It was magic. It was magical.
Obviously, don't switch off now. But once we've finished this broadcast, there's something on YouTube, and it's something like When Football Came Home or something.
Yeah.
And I watched it last night, and oh God, it gets you just. That's why I'm so positive today. It's coming out. Oh God, it's awesome.
Like I when I bet, oh my God, I think it's a travesty, AJ. I think it's a travesty. Yeah. It's exactly what he's just said. Especially given we are a team that will score a lot of goals from free kicks and set pieces, and there ain't anybody better than him. I think he's missed a trick there. I think
I
he
actually
really has
I tweeted this the other day when the squad was announced. That for me, that's a massive oversight because
That's nuts.
tournament football,
You need
0-0,
4 right backs.
5 minutes to go, and you've got somebody like Grealish, Foden, whoever making runs, Rashford. You're gonna pick up fouls.
Yeah.
And he is absolutely, you could just see it. The last kick of the game, you'd be putting every last bit in your bank account on him to bang on in the top bid. I think that's how it. I think that's a big oversight in my opinion.
I've got my my team up for Croatia here. You won't be able to see it. So Pickford in goal because he kind of picks himself. But I know you've not gone there. Stones in the middle, in a back four. Chilwell on the left. Stones. Then Maguire if he's fit, which he won't be. I'll put White in there. You won't be able to see it. So Pickford in goal. White in there. Trippier, La Liga winning right back. Like if it's good enough for Spanish football, good enough for me. He's done it in the World Cup.
We all know where we were last time he banged on it.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. Wow. So, and that's another guy, and who can do set pieces as well. So I've got Rice and I've got Phillips in the middle, and I know this is it's kind of it was either him or Bellingham, and I just really, really rate Phillips. I think he's had a fantastic season at Leeds. Maybe he's a little bit too soon for him, but you could say that about 17-year-old Bellingham as well. So, and I think, personally, the front three and Kane, he picks himself. But Grealish, for me, has got to play. Grealish,
completely agree, mate. I'm glad you said that.
100%. He's got. Of course, he's got to play.
There's something about Grealish for me, and I know a lot of people don't.
Well, he's a vile cheat, but I love him.
That aside, for England, he's exactly what we need, and I think he's going to be. I hope he could be an absolute legend after this tournament.
Absolutely, because the thing is with Grealish is that he plays continental football, but he plays in the Premier League. So if he gets touched, he's going to get a foul. And if you've got, that's why I think
Ward-Prowse would have come in handy.
Exactly, mate. Because if he's getting free kicks on the edge of the area against these teams, they ain't going to want to touch him. And Grealish is going to be weaving around. I really do think we have got some incredible forwards. If we had a decent defence, then I'd put my money on England. I really would, mate. But I can't look any further than Italy, who I've put my money on, because of how well they've been playing recently and how gelled the team is. And you can't look past France. They've got a better team now than they did when they won the World Cup.
Well, how about that group? They got France, Germany, and Portugal. Is it?
Well, that's the only thing. I think Germany. See you later. Portugal and France are on another level, but you can't write off the Germans. So,
as I said,
do you know what I mean? It's a tricky one. He said, for death, that is.
It is. So who's going to score for us? Score first for England. This tournament.
I am going to go for Phil Foden. I think Phil Foden is going to really take this tournament by storm, even though he's got the worst haircut I've ever seen on a human person.
I was going to get it done next week.
I know you've got your head slicked back, but he actually looks like he's got that hairline.
Yes.
What on earth is he doing?
If we get to the final, I'm having the Foden.
Oh my God, are you? Are you kidding? Have you got any more questions? Because go on, tell me. Tell me. Yeah, you definitely should. Please tell him you should.
Here we go. Mane again. Foden, Grealish, Mount, Kane, Rashford, Sterling.
2 or 3 of them miss out. Which ones? Well, I've said mine, mate. But Rashford and Sterling miss out for me.
I agree.
Foden, Grealish, Mount, Kane. I don't think you can look past them. And to have Sterling and Rashford coming off the bench, I'll tell you what, there ain't many countries in that competition that've got better than that. I think. What's your England team for Croatia? I
was just trying to find it. Give me
Yeah, that's all right.
Second.
Oh, don't worry, I'll fill for you. But I think
Chris,
it is a little bit different to mine. Well, it's a lot different.
I sent it to you, didn't I?
You did, mate. Do you want me to get it? The reason I bring it up
I've got
is
it.
because it surprised me. It surprised me a lot.
Okay.
Go on.
Well, I've got Henderson in goal. I've got Walker right back, Stones in the middle.
Yeah.
With Cody and Chilwell on the left back.
Well, we agree on that. Chilwell definitely on left
and then
back.
In the middle, I've gone for like a 1-2-1 of Rice, Sancho on the right, Grealish on the left, Foden in the middle, sort of behind the two strikers. The two strikers being Kane and Rashford.
I just don't think that is far too attacking.
My thought process there is like Sancho, Foden, and Grealish to sort of mix around and switch positions and intertwine and sort of just play a bit, mixed positions. But with Kane and Rashford up front, Rice sort of being the holding one, picking long passes, and Sancho and Grealish, Foden making the runs. I think that is. I would love to see that. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'd love to see that. For
me, in the next 5 years, Foden's will probably win one of the best players in the world or Europe, or it's like. I
don't think he's overhyped. I don't think he's.
Well, he's definitely our best striker.
I think we said it, didn't we, on that when we played Tottenham? He's not a very nice player to play against.
Well, that's it. You can say that about Grealish. We've got a few players that are like that.
Yeah, definitely. I get it, but he knows where the back of the net is, and tournament football for England. I'm sorry, but we'll all be cheering his name on Sunday.
Yeah, and also he's not let us down at championships. Like, he was the top scorer for us. Look.
I know, but
I completely agree. Look, I think it ain't going to be dull.
At least we get to cheer 5 goals and hope for the best.
Well, I really think we need to beat Croatia the first game.
We do.
Because if we don't, the other two are like cup finals, aren't they?
I'll tell you what, it makes the Scotland game a hell of a lot more difficult because we shouldn't be fearing that game for me. But if we draw or lose the first game, then we are.
Oh my God! And the Scots will love that. The Scots will absolutely love that. The
Czech Republic, they're no
well, they're a funny side, aren't they? Czech
you don't want to be going into that game having to win, do you? You want 2 wins under your belt and go and play with a bit of confidence and show people what we're about.
It is similar to '96 in that respect because we had like this horrendous draw against Switzerland first game of the season, first game of the tournament, and then you're just playing catch up, aren't you? Thankfully, due to Scotland missing a penalty and Gaza scoring that amazing goal against Scotland and us spanking the Dutch, like it all came together. But the first game of the tournament is so important, and that's why I think he's going to play a back 5 because I think Maguire's not going to be fit, and I think the team that he's putting out is the 3 in defence. But if he can get Grealish, Foden, and Mount all in the same team, I'm sorry that there is that, Dino. To be fair, I don't see it being. Some people are saying we're like second joint favourites. Are you absolutely?
To be honest, with England, it can go either way. I mean, if we don't win that first game, there's every chance we don't make it out of the group.
Yeah,
every chance. Because we'll be nervous, the media will be on the backs. Anything can happen in a England-Scotland game. It's
where do you see us getting?
Conclusion.
Right, if we obviously, what do we need to do? What do we need to do for Southgate to keep his job? Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I think he'll keep his job regardless for the World Cup. But
are you kidding? Really? If we don't get out of the group, you reckon he's keeping his job? No chance, mate.
Yeah,
no chance.
They won't get rid of Southgate. No,
100%. If he doesn't get out of the group, and we're playing all of our games at Wembley, 100%.
He won't get sacked. I'm telling you now. But I think we've got the squad certainly to do the job. I really believe we have. I really do think we have.
Right. Comment on this. Craig doesn't believe that Southgate will get the sack if we don't get out of the group stage.
No,
I
they'll definitely give him.
100% think that he will.
They'll give him the World Cup to put it right. Definitely, but he's the man for them.
He's not like. There's only so many yes men. You know, I know he seems like a lovely bloke, but if you can't get out of the group stages with Croatia, Scotland, and Czech Republic, well, there was this talk about him going to Spurs. He was on the Spurs list.
Nuno for England.
God. Well, at least we know Cody will get a game. Well, you look at the groups. Let's look at the groups. What? Are you kidding? We got to the semi-finals. Well, yeah. Okay, so if we don't get to the final, he's got to lose his job. No.
Yeah,
there's lots
of comments saying that, mate.
Really?
I don't agree with that, really, no.
I don't agree with that. Like, I think there's a happy medium, really, isn't there? Like, you know, if you don't get out the group, then, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I think it's going to be tighter than what we think.
It's not definite for me. It's not definite.
Well,
but
let's look at the group. Let's go through the group to finish off. Let's go through the groups, right, and have a look. Yeah. That Manny's hit the nail on the head. Like,
I can't see him sacking him. Personally.
Even if we don't get, okay, I'm going to stop saying that because I've said it loads of times.
Please stop.
Okay, Group A: Turkey, Italy, Wales, Switzerland. This is one of the reasons why I've put money on Italy, because they've literally had to buy through to the next round. That group is so 100% Italy and Turkey. I can't even. Easy, Ryan. Come on. I know it might not be coming home, but we ain't losing to Scotland. No,
it's a bit like Wolves, isn't it? It's never a guarantee.
God, they'll have a national holiday if they beat us at Wembley. It doesn't matter if they lose 12-0 to the others. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with final revival. I'm going to say quarters, and it's as you were.
I think for me, you know, I know we've already touched upon it, but I think to go all the way, I think there'll be teams where they have got like a Ward-Prowse and they've got that set piece specialist. I know we've got players who can probably do that, but not to that level. That's what he's famous for, isn't it? And you know, I just hope we've got the squad definitely for me to do it. We just need to play with confidence. We need to just take games to teams. Believe that we can do it, and I think we'll play some fantastic football and see loads of goals. That's what we need.
Do you think? He's quite a pragmatic coach. I'd sack him if we don't beat Scotland and win the tournament, I don't think we'd sack him. Do you know what I mean? But if we lose to Scotland and don't get through the group, then absolutely. Let's go through the groups. I know you probably haven't got it up where you are, mate, but Group B is Denmark, Finland, Belgium, Russia, Belgium, and someone else. It's got to be, hasn't it? I think I'd probably
Russia.
I'd probably favour Denmark, to be honest, out of those. But okay, Belgium, Denmark, Russia. Then you got Group C: Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, and North Macedonia. I don't know enough about North Macedonia to make a judgment. They've got to the tournament, so they can't be that bad. Do you know what I mean?
Outsider, maybe a pound each way.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Netherlands, Ukraine for me, I think. And then you've got our group, obviously England, Croatia, Scotland, Czech Republic. I think, I know this is crazy because if we win the group, we play all our games at Wembley. But I think, I know you've got to beat the best teams, but I really do believe that we should try and come second in that group. I don't know how we do it, because the next stage after the group, we have got such a horrendous draw. If we win the group, we're playing Portugal, France, or Germany in the next round. Is it? I think it is. Or there's a situation where we've got to play Spain, France, Like,
Do you know what, though,
I know
mate?
we've got to anyway, but
it's one-off games, aren't they?
I
Do you
know,
what I mean?
I
We've
know,
got the squad.
and maybe we need home advantage.
We shouldn't fear anyone. For me, we shouldn't fear anyone.
Okay. Do you think we're getting out of the group then as group winners?
You know, okay, I've got to be positive.
How do we get on against Croatia?
We win that 2-0.
I think we draw that. I think we draw against Croatia. I think it's sweaty bum.
Then we spank Scotland 3-0.
I think we'll beat Scotland.
Finish up with a 2-1.
Mm.
And then
so we win all the games. Okay.
Bring on whoever it is. Yeah, I'm confident.
Then we've got Spain, Sweden, Poland, Slovakia. Spain and Sweden for me. I think.
Yeah.
And then you've got the group of death.
Well,
you got Hungary, Portugal, France, Germany.
Well, I want to be going into this tournament Hungary.
Everybody's left. Everybody's left because of that joke. Bye, everyone.
See you, everyone.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean, mate? We've just got to beat who's in front of us. It's a tournament at the end of the day. We're there. Yeah. We've got the squad. We've got the players. Players from the best league in the world, and there's no reason we can't do it. You know.
Okay.
I know I'm slightly overly positive at times, but
you are in this respect.
We'll see.
Well, let's have this chat after Croatia.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to do another video, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Probably this time next week. Yeah,
we're going to go in a bit more in depth. Yeah.
So we're going to try and do like a weekly roundup. So
yeah,
you know, we're not bombarding you after the England games because we'll be too lagered up.
I wonder what that was then.
That's lager.
Lager, not large.
Not large. So good jokes, yeah. Good jokes.
But yeah, we've gone through a few bits and pieces there. Like, guys, thanks ever so much for your comments and your chats and stuff. This is the way it's going to be from now on. We're going to be interactive. We're going to be chatting to you. We want all your questions.
I think we're gonna stick with the live format, aren't we, and answer questions as they come. It's the best way to interact with the fans, I think. And we can have
the fans.
The Wolves fans, not our fans.
I was going to say.
I haven't got any fans. Got no fans.
Got no fans. But yeah, so, man. Like I think we've covered quite a lot there. I really believe the future is bright for Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm not so sure about England's chances at the Euros, if I'm being totally honest.
Okay,
just saying.
Next week, tune in and we'll dissect our first game, the first week. Yeah. Who's played well, what teams have stood out.
Yeah.
And it'll be a preview to the Scotland game, which will be the next day.
So is that before or after Freedom Day?
Oh, it depends. Freedom Day could get pushed back.
Yeah. Imagine.
Who knows?
Here we go.
All right.
Well, that's a completely different video. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your interaction, all your support. Keep on sending in your comments and stuff for us because we love it like this, don't we? It's nice to chat to everybody and stuff. So nice one.
All right, we'll see you next week.
See you later.
See ya.